Guten Morgen, Bitcoin. Heute ist Montag, der 2. Oktober 2017. Ich bin Thomas Hunt. Und das ist was heute in Bitcoin passiert. The price of Bitcoin was up 2.97% in the last 24 hours, with a last of 44.37, a high of 44.38, and a low of 42.62. What is Bitcoin and how does it work? From the New York Times. I don't have anything to say about this article except that I enjoyed Nathaniel Popper's book, Digital Gold, but I just wanted to say how far we've come. It used to be people writing help files, people making YouTube videos, people explaining it to their friends, and now it's the New York Times. What is Bitcoin and how does it work? Chinese money dominates Bitcoin. Now its companies are gunning for blockchain tech. An interesting story about a Quartz reporter who toured China, including a so-called Bitcoin club, a villa with a staff of 15, including cooks, cleaners, and wait people. It has 2 guest rooms, a dining room, and a professional Texas Hold'em poker table. Bitcoin is taking off in China, but as the article suggests, the Chinese are also focused not just on Bitcoin, the currency, but the technology behind it, blockchain. Robbers pose as Bitcoin traders in India, arrested. The robbers thought that because they were robbing Bitcoins that the Bitcoiners wouldn't go to the police. They did, and the robbers were quickly caught. The gang of robbers offered to sell the businessmen Bitcoins at a low price of $1,100, a whopping 70% discount. As everyone should know, if the deal is too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. Bitcoin prices skyrocket to $7,200 on Zimbabwean exchange during economic turmoil. As we've seen before, when a country's currency is starting to collapse, there's nothing you can do. Venezuela currently having its own currency crisis with nowhere to run. But as we saw in 2013 with the Cyprus collapse, Bitcoin to the rescue. If your country's currency is collapsing, why not buy Bitcoin? And that's just what they're doing in Zimbabwe. Even at a smaller scale, these early events show how later currency collapses will drive new users desperately to Bitcoin. Sweden poised to become leading Scandinavian cashless society through Bitcoin. I'm not so sure about the through Bitcoin part, but it definitely sounds like Sweden is becoming a cashless society as no one uses cash, even for a candy bar or a newspaper. What's a newspaper? Anyway, they don't want to use cash. They like using their Visa cards, and the Swedish central bank is wondering if perhaps they should make a government-backed Bitcoin, or perhaps just adopt the original. And we've got, for more on Bitcoin and the current price, returning to Tone Vase. How's it going, Tone?
Hey, what's up, guys? This is my last day in Milan, Italy, and later tonight I will be off to Prague. So catch me in Prague as of, well, late tonight. I'll get there real late, but as of tomorrow, you can catch me in Prague. That's Tuesday. I think I have an interview with one of the news stations in Prague. They reached out to me yesterday, and the day after, I'm still having my little 15 people seminar, and I think there's like maybe 2 spots left. So reach out to me if there are. Maybe there's still spots. I gotta double check my email already. Okay, those stories are interesting. Now, the case of Zimbabwe, right? Like, once you already have your financial trouble, it's too late. You gotta prepare. You gotta have your Bitcoin ahead of time. And this is what I mean. Like, right? It's very difficult to get your Bitcoin now. If you're Zimbabwe, if you're in a country that is that similar issues in their financial system to Zimbabwe, this is the time to buy Bitcoin, not waiting for the collapse to happen. The same thing will be happening in Europe. All right, let's do screen share and let's jump right into the charts. This is how I like to see my mempool, guys. This makes me happy, right? There are some transactions in there. It makes me happy. It means people are using Bitcoin again. I sent a $2 transaction yesterday because I don't know, my wallets weren't updating very quick, and I think it's still hanging there a little bit because I was cheap on the fee. You know, this is how I like to see it. I want to see some activity. That makes me happy. Also makes me happy that, look, more and more people are using SegWit. You can tell by the blocks that are being mined that they're all way over 1 megabyte. So there you go. So clearly everyone is using SegWit. Once I get back home, I will be converting my addresses to SegWit addresses. Also, we'll be downloading the 0.15 core node. Very important, very important. Download the 0.15 core node because that is an anti-2x node, which will take the 2x stuff off the chain. So let's take a look. I just refreshed this page. This is the Bcash. They're still super profitable, which is insane. So look at what happens when I go to the next page. It will update me how many blocks Bcash has mined versus how many blocks Bitcoin has mined since I went to bed last night. So pay attention to the upper right-hand corner of my screen right now. Boom. Holy shit, look at that. So Bcash has mined 442 blocks to Bitcoin's 63 blocks. So you can see the inflation rate since the inception. Let me close this. Since the inception of Bcash. And look, so basically they have mined 30% more blocks because Bitcoin's inflation was only 0.7 and Bcash inflation has been 1%. Since the inception. And here is the inflation rate. That's your dotted line. So this is borderline. It's funny until it's not funny anymore, right? I mean, this is like hyperinflation versus no blocks being mined. And I guarantee you what's going to happen. Like the moment people have access to sell their Coinbase Bcash, the difficulty is going to crash and it will be like 1 block a day. And everyone's going to be fighting for that block to get out of Coinbase. It's going to be interesting. Okay, let's talk price. We have started a brand new week, and as expected, this week is to the upside. I drew this arrow a week ago. It's looking great. We finally have a price flip. So according to this one specific indicator, I'm going to call it a time indicator. I'm going to stop calling it numerical indicator. I'm going to call it a time indicator. And unfortunately, the weekly chart did not give us a 1 last week because it came up just a tad short. So we're splitting hairs here. In reality, I would want to buy, but if you did write an algorithm for this, you would wait till next week in order to buy in on the weekly chart. But it looks clean enough. I mean, it looks good to me. But technically speaking, this is still neutral, and you wait for a green number trading higher than the previous green number. The daily chart is interesting. Again, I drew these arrows almost a week ago now, and I expected it to go up and down around this major green arrow. And as you can see, I am looking for higher highs. Please stop asking me on Twitter, when do I think it's going to break 5,000? I randomly drew this arrow, and it looks like my arrow is crossing 5,000 on October 11th, which seems a little bit, optimistic. Let's put it that way. Because based on timing, tomorrow should be a short-term daily top leading to a 1 to 4 day correction and then higher. So maybe it'll go back to 4,100 and then higher, maybe 4,200. I don't know. Maybe it won't even pull back. I have no idea. But if I was long, I went long here. If I was long from 4,100 into tomorrow's, 4,600, I would probably take some profit and I would wait to enter a little lower. Or if it went to 4,750, I'd probably enter again and say, hey, so I missed 150 bucks. That's okay. That's what trading actually is. Now, why do I assume that tomorrow will begin a 1 to 4 day pullback? Well, it's more of a 1 to 4 candle pullback. And if we go to the 4-hour chart, we did this show yesterday. down here or here, and I said, hey, I have a 9 with a red arrow, the most likely outcome is a 1 to 4 candle pullback and then higher. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth candle, we were already bouncing. I did a video last night where I drew this green arrow in real time. You can go and fact check me, because I expected my 1 to 4 day pullback to end because the daily wasn't ready for its 1 to 4 candle pullback. So this one, and down here, people were panicking. People were like, "Oh my God, we're going back down. It's it's a bubble secondary top," and it obviously wasn't. So now, once again, I am looking for a 9 on these candles, and then this next 9 should time us with a daily 9, and then this could be a slightly bigger correction. So I glanced at the hour chart this morning as well. The last time I did one of these videos was way down here, and I said the hourly chart was kind of useless. And the hourly chart has been useless. But while I was sleeping, there was this ramp up into a 9 and a 13, double red arrows. Again, I'm a broken record, like a parrot. What's the most likely outcome? A 1 to 4 candle pullback and then higher. So here we go. So we had our little 1 to 4 candle pullback at 1, 2, 3, 4. Now fourth candle, and boom. And now we're looking for another 9 on the hourly chart. Now they don't always happen, but when they do, I'm pretty happy. Let's take a look at my new favorite thing to watch, only because I love watching train wrecks. And this is, of course, B-Trash. And here we go. It's going down. We are almost, we are back to 0.0935. As Bitcoin goes up, Bcash is going down. Now, this is actually good because it shows you what a disaster it is. Why would anyone trust this thing? I mean, that's just, crazy. So here we go. So if you want to go by the numbers, another red 9 is coming in about 3 days, today plus 3 more days, but you're working on a 13 count. That's there's for some reason, like, wow, B-Trash is so bad, it's causing a bug in my time indicator. This should not be a 1 and this should not be a 2. This should be like an 8 and this should be a 7. I'm not sure what a bug is, but because it's only seemed to be affecting B-Trash, I'm not going to look into it. All right, travel schedule. We are, of course, in Prague as of this week. I will be there tomorrow speaking at this awesome Hackers Congress. After that, I am off to California, where I will be speaking at BlockCon along with Jimmy Song and many others. I do have my trading seminar, which has finally been updated with a venue. I believe I have close to 40 or 50 people signed up. I am also putting educational material for you guys to prepare so you can have a better grasp on technical analysis right after this video. I will get back to finishing section 4 and then 5 and 6 and 7. There's a lot of information here. I spent a lot of time looking for these links. So go ahead and check that out. This is your learning trading quick guide. And that's pretty much it. I mean, Ukraine and scaling Bitcoin are late October, early November. And then there'll be other events like the blockchain cruise in Asia in January, but I'll talk about that in future episodes. Let me get back to screen share one more time. My last day in Milan. Shout out to the Blockchain Lab, Giacomo Zucco, Mir, and everybody else that took care of me out here.
All right, thanks, Tone, for that update. And I'd just like to thank Josh from Vaultoro. We were hanging out yesterday. You can catch us on the end of the Bitcoin news show. We kind of crashed the party. I was trying out Josh's VR rig, the HTC Vive, and I can say VR is incredible. There's a lot of potential there. I did Google Earth. I flew all over the place. I played a Batman game for a while, and then I did the Rick and Morty simulator. That was great fun. But the highlight for me was really the art program. You had palettes on your left hand. You could pick colors and brushes. When I did swirls, they showed up in the air. And then what was really impressive is you could walk around your art. And it was completely three-dimensional art. So I'm not a great artist, but I look forward to what a really trained artist could do. If I was a kid today, I would be in there all the time experimenting with this art program. trying out the new stuff. It was really amazing. And we're going to be having a Bitcoin meetup tonight in Berlin, probably pretty small. I know it's last minute, but tomorrow's Unification Day. It's a holiday. And then, like Tone said, I'm out of here on Thursday, which is the normal Bitcoin meetup. So apologies, I can't make the normal Berlin Bitcoin meetup, but scheduling. And as Tone mentioned, on Thursday and Friday and so forth, we're going to be in Prague at the HCPP, the Hackers Congress at Paralinzy Polis. It should be a great show, lots of cool people speaking. We're going to live stream a couple of those. We're going to try to interview some people. And for anyone that attends the conference, we'll be hanging out and checking out the bars in Prague. Thanks so much to everybody for watching. This has been Today in Bitcoin. Like I said, check out the Bitcoin news show from yesterday. I think Tone was on there. I think his hosts there at the Blockchain Lab were on there. And I met them in Paris. They're cool too. And thanks so much for everybody for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. Bye-bye.